Hey, we're back, Coon Prairie Ramblers, yeah. And we got KC, the Moonshine Gang. Right there, right over there. Right. And over next to him, we got Luke, the Rebel Without a Clue.
To my left.
Yeah. And then me.
Straight across from me.
Straight across from you.
The mailman.
Mailman. Yeah, the one and only.
Mr. Mill.
Yeah.
Mr.
And
Mill.
this is the If-Bomb section.
It's time.
Are you ready?
Let's get ready to
For
drop.
the infamous.
Hit the ground, run for cover. Because here we go.
Did a horse just
I
run
didn't
through
think
here?
that was going to quit.
That just wouldn't go away. If. What if you could share with the whole world the most valuable lesson you ever learned in your life, because you thought it would be for the betterment of all mankind, what would that lesson be?
Stay with one job.
That's your lesson?
Stay with one job? That's
I don't
it?
know. I mean,
I think you get a little broad.
I'm happy that I worked many jobs. I think I've added up 35 to 40 jobs in my life.
Wow.
And
Wow.
some of them I can't even remember. Some
No, you're fired. Go find another job.
Yeah.
Mel's one of the kind of guys that said, yeah, one summer I worked off Alaska in a crab fishing boat. I did too.
Yeah, he's done it all.
Yeah,
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
Yeah, the promoter of the circus. Yeah, I've done that too.
He ran off and joined the circus.
Yeah,
Right, he did do that.
Yeah, did that. Clown. Oh yeah.
What would your lesson be?
My lesson would be, when you do that, when it comes down to retirement. Now, Luke, you spent 30-some years in one job, or so.
That's right.
In one.
That's right, with the state.
And you ended up with retirement.
That's right, at age 53.
At age 53.
Report.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
I worked for the post office. I was a rural route deliverer at one time, and I thought to
mailman.
myself, I said to myself, you know what? This is boring. I thought, I ain't going to do this for a career.
Yeah,
So I went off and did something else. And I said, you know what? This is kind of monotonous. I ain't going to do this for a career. Well, I did that a lot of times,
Oh, you got ADHD or something, right?
I think,
Channel
I have
surfing with your mind all the time.
Workplace ADHD. I can't hold my attention long, And you say, well, what job would you have? I don't have no idea what job I would have wanted to do all the time.
But your lesson would be to find one job and stick with it?
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have.
To get a retirement and benefits?
Well, I mean, I did retire, but I didn't do as well as I should have done. I didn't prepare that well. That's the lesson, and that's with my kids.
That is a good lesson.
My daughters.
Prepare
I have
for the
two.
future.
That's right.
Well, I have a son and one of my only son and one of my daughters. My suggestion to them is go to the military and spend 4 years. If you like it, stay. Well, I had the older daughter. She went and she liked it. And she stayed and she retired before I did.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Smarter than her dad.
Because the future will be here before you know it.
It does.
Get some time in.
Kids
Preparation.
have no idea
No.
how fast this world goes by.
Yeah.
And I'm in the time.
Not a clue.
You wake up one day. I mean, I thought to myself one day, I said, you know what? I'm going to go into Walmart one day and I'm going to come out a different man. I'm going to be 40-something years older.
Yeah,
And it happened.
that's right.
Yeah. I mean, 20 years, you to think, well, when I was in the Air Force, I'm thinking 20 years, man, that is a long time. But when I hit that 20-year, I mean, I got out, but when that 20-year period came up, I'm thinking, well, that was nothing. I could have done that real easy.
That's exactly right.
Could have been a general, probably.
Maybe so.
General Jackson.
Yeah, General Jackson.
General Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been. That had a good ring to it.
Yeah. Stonewall Jackson.
So it pays to stay.
Yeah.
Bloom where you're planted.
Yeah.
Well, my advice that I would pass on to the world that I have learned to be true. It took me a good while to understand this and to get this to sink in. Everybody that you think is your friend is not your friend.
It's a hard lesson right
And
there.
everybody you think is against you, that you think is not your friend, some of them are actually behind you trying to help you and work with you.
Wow.
Some people are supporters of yours that you don't even know about.
It would be nice
But there's other people that you thought, man, they got my back.
Yeah.
And then you find out one day, they had my back. They was pushing me in the wrong direction. It reminded me of a guy that told me one time about, he said, certain people that would find you looking and you were peeking into the gates of hell just to see what was there. And they'd walk up behind you and pinch you and make you jump in. and that's the truth. That's the truth. And that person that's going to pinch you and make you jump in hell might be somebody you thought was a friend.
Yeah.
So that's my advice to this world is just because, and I don't care how much you think, boy, yeah, he's got my back, that's a good person or a good woman, and when push comes to shove and things happen that come to the worst, they may not. They'll fall away like drowning rats.
That's right. You don't know until
jump the ship.
Some extreme situation happens, and you don't know until
you
then.
don't. And a lot of people are looking at you trying to find your weaknesses and your points that they can use against you. They're not looking at you to try to learn from you. They're trying to learn how to hurt you.
Well, they'll be your friend as long as they need you for something, or until you're in trouble for something, and then they got no use for it. Or something better comes along, and then they'll run and be that person's best friend.
And the sooner you can learn that in your life, the better off you'll be.
I think you learn that probably by being able to, you learn to assess people.
Yeah, read people.
That's right.
But I try to, in my life, I have tried to look for the best in everybody. I tried to find something to like about everybody. I tried to find, in the movie, the Aliens versus Cowboys. I don't know if y'all ever saw
I did. That was a good movie.
It was a good movie. And I watched it expecting it to be a bad movie, but I watched it and it was a good movie. But I never forget this thing. This boy asked this preacher, he said, about his father. He said, well, was my father a bad man? He said, because of the things he did. And the preacher told him, he said, son, I've seen good men do bad things, and I've seen bad men do good things.
That's right.
But anyhow.
Nobody's all good or all bad.
No, they're not. And I've always spent my life trying to find the good. I mean, if you give me a chance to like you, I could probably do it.
That's right. Give people the benefit of the doubt.
But then I found out later on, well, some of these people you've been over, and that's the other thing. Some people you've been over backwards for are the worst.
Leave you hanging.
And the other thing is, if I know somebody that can't be loyal to Mel, and I know somebody that can't be loyal to Luke, they can't be loyal to me either.
Yeah,
not because they're not loyal to you, but I mean, they have that nature about them.
See how they are.
They have that nature about them.
Yeah.
Well, that's my lesson for the day.
That's a good lesson. Yeah.
Well, if I had one, it would be, and I do try to practice this now. I used to didn't, is to listen more and talk less. Because I don't know how many years ago it was, I used to be one of these people who, when you start just swapping stories, you would tell one, I'd tell one, back because it reminds you, this reminds you of that, and say, oh yeah, well that reminds me of such and such, and it got to be a competition subconsciously at first, and then eventually I found myself being the one that says, well, yeah, that ain't nothing, and no matter what story they told, how big or good it was, I wouldn't make anything up, but I'd find something I could say that would out-talk them, and then they would try to say something, and I would say, and they'd tell a story, and I'd say, well, that ain't nothing, listen to this or whatever, and then what would happen was that they would get quieter and quieter, and pretty soon I'm the only one talking. Then I saw how that must have sounded, must have looked to people, which was a pretty foolish thing. So now I try to bring stuff out of people. I like to ask people questions or whatever. Because you find that people love to talk about themselves. It's like they say, it's good to hold a conversation, but you need to turn loose of it every now and then. I would be the one that was
like that advice.
Doing all the talking. And I found myself now trying to be, and I used to didn't be this way, an encourager. Even if I'm not making nothing up, I'll just say, well, hey, that's a nice hat you got on. I like the way you're wearing your hair. That's a pretty dress, or I wish I had a shirt like that. I used to didn't do that. I didn't compliment people, but now I encourage.
One I liked was, you don't sweat much for a fat girl.
Yeah, see how far that'll get you. That and $5 might get you a cup of coffee and a knot on the head.
Yeah, sometimes it would be good if somebody had a camera on you. And holy cow!
All right, we're going out of commercial. Mel's heart monitor just went off.
That maybe skip a beat there.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
Glad it was in your pocket, not mine.
If you had a camera on you, and
24/7.
all of a sudden, someone showed it to you. Look what you just did.
You would be very
You say,
subconscious
I'd
after
be
that.
so embarrassed.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, if they were running a camcorder on any one of us, anybody that can hear my voice, or anybody sitting in this room 24/7, 7 days a week, for all your life, there's a lot of stuff you wouldn't want anybody to see.
Oh, don't you know it?
Yeah.
Don't you know it?
I mean, we've all...
I've heard a preacher say one time, what if the whole world, well, what if what you thought of, everything you thought in a 24-hour period was shouted from the rooftops for one day, for one day or whatever?
I'd be
I'm
embarrassed.
like, no, that's wrong, and that makes you stop and think. Or one of them heard a preacher say, what kind of church do we have if everybody in this church was just like you?
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
close the doors,
Yeah.
burn it down.
Yeah.
Well, at least they'd have a bunch of people who play guitar and sing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We all know the same stupid songs.
Yeah, you made me think about something when you said that about listen more and talk less. I have had ADD on, and I was diagnosed when I was a kid. And the only reason I really know that I have it now is, self-diagnosis. And I've been always bad about interrupting people. I mean, I've been very bad.
I do that
And
sometimes.
the problem is I don't think I'm more important. I don't think I have something better to say, but if I don't say it now,
You'll forget
I'll
it.
forget it.
Yeah.
And then you'll go on in your
Yes.
conversation, and I
It's
left that
gone.
behind.
Especially the older we get.
Yeah, and I know if I don't get it out,
That's right.
it's gone.
And generally, when we do that, I mean, we all do that, it's related to what they were
Yeah.
saying.
And we do that here.
That's
all
right.
of us.
We talk all over each other. Last week's show was horrible. I don't know if you listened to it or not. As far as us talking over each
Yeah.
other, it was one of the worst.
It gets
Yeah,
real
that's
garbled.
probably my
and-
fault.
We had to come up with some
Because I was
signals
in
or
the house, I
something.
couldn't see y'all. No, I wasn't up there.
He was here. Well, we're out of time again, so we're going to have to say goodbye from the little radio station on the prairie, WFLN AM. And we appreciate y'all putting up with us again. So y'all be humble and don't stumble.
Happy trails to you.
Happy Columbus Day.